What do you do when you are the weight loss mindset expert and you gain 25 pounds? Okay, so the big question of the day, pretend that you are the weight loss mindset expert. You have a proven step-by-step system that leads a person from hopelessness, depression, despair, feeling fed up and frustrated with their weight, unable to stop eating. And these are very smart people, successful people in their business or career lives, but they just can't do what they need to do what they know how to do to lose weight. They don't need another food diet. They know how to lose weight. And you could take a person from where they are all the way over to struggle-free weight loss success, permanent weight loss. So what do you do when you're the founder of an awesome system like that? And then you gain 25 pounds. Well, I'm here today. I'm the one who gained 25 pounds. And I tell you what, I really don't even want to be doing this video, but not for the reasons that you probably think. Let me share with you how I was able to gain 25 pounds when I have this proven step-by-step system that works for every person who does the steps. How is it that me, being the expert, could then gain this weight? Well, I just shared this with a couple of new clients who just began the Inner Self Diet last week, and one of the ladies said that, she said, that's not hard to do. It's not hard to gain 25 pounds. And that was really neat because she wasn't critical or anything negative. And then another woman in the group, she said that she actually liked it, that I am having this experience because I shared with them how I did this, how I created this excess weight. And she said that she liked it because now it made me, instead of just being the mentor or the coach telling them what to do, I actually have been there myself, and now I'm doing my own system. Novel idea, right? So how did this happen? Well, it happened with negativity. I let my mindset become very negative over the past year or so, especially around the topics of dating, men, relationships, a lot of negativity that I created. And also some negativity about my business. Because I tell you what this extra 25 pounds is on my body, what this really is, it's not what you think it is. It's not just 25 pounds. This is fear. All of this is fear. And it is the fear that I have had of putting myself out there, standing in front of a video camera, just like I'm doing now, speaking my message, speaking my truth, letting others know that I exist so that I can help them go from the frustration and pain and the struggle with food and their weight and help them get to the place where they want to be, where food is just not a big deal. And the easiest thing for them to do is to lose weight. The Inner Self Diet makes weight loss the easiest thing to do because it's an inside-out process. That is the only way to make it struggle-free. There is no food diet on this planet that can heal why you became an overeater in the first place, why you started binge eating, why you're an emotional eater. No food diet can solve that problem, and the excess weight that you have on your body is only a symptom of what's going on the inside. And what's been going on the inside for me is just a whole lot of fear. Fear of being seen, fear of speaking my message, fear of standing up and saying, hey, here I am, fear of being criticized, fear of what other people may or may not think. And I tell you what, if you're living in that fear, there is nothing you can do about what anyone else may or may not think of you. And if you try to control that, you will absolutely drive yourself crazy. So what I have been doing is I have been hiding behind the fat. I've been hiding out. And it has been so very, very, very difficult for me to get in front of this camera, not just because of excess weight. I have known for years, I've had spectacular business mentors tell me for years that I need to get in front of the camera and do video to share my message. And I have been so afraid of what I look like, if I'm going to look bad, or I'm going to look ugly, or I'm going to look fat, or I'm going to look old, because, you know, I'm not 18 years old. Fears, oh, so many fears. And I tell you, people come to me to lose weight. But what ends up happening is they transform from the inside out at such a core level, weight loss becomes no big deal. But at the bottom of all of this is fear. And that's why I call FAT, F-A-T, fear attracting thoughts. And the truth of the matter is that when you're living in FAT, or when you're fat on the inside, you have to have fat on the outside. This is actually a universal law. The inner and the outer always, always match. You can't take you can't make you, who's fat on the inside, become thin, slender, fit, healthy, sexy, and strong on the outside, because those don't match. You can force yourself to diet. Maybe you've done that before. You could force yourself to eat well and lose weight, but eventually that something will happen and you'll boomerang right back, because the inner and the outer always match. If you want weight loss to be the easiest thing you've ever done, and you want it to be struggle-free, it has to be an inside-out process. So, like I said, I have been hiding behind the fat, and I've been living in fear, and I refuse to live in fear any longer. I refuse to be afraid of what anybody else might think. Oh, I gained 25 pounds. I refuse to live in any shame. So what? I gained 25 pounds? Yeah. Now, this is actually an excellent opportunity, because if I were standing here as a size 2 and I told you that I was about to do my own system, the Inner Self Diet, which actually I started that last week, but if I were to say, oh yes, I'm going to do my own system now, I'm going to do my own program exactly the way that I teach it, exactly the way that I lead my clients by the hand through the steps. If I were standing here as a size 2, you know, big deal, right? So what I am doing is I have changed my mindset about this weight gain, and this was the only way I could get in front of this camera. I am seeing it now as an opportunity. So you're welcome to come along, and you can watch my video series as I go through my own system, and I'll be sharing with you more details about my fears and all the things that have held me back. Number one, I will share with you right now, the number one fear that has been holding me back is the fear of success. And if you don't have the fear of success, then that might sound a little strange to you, but that is the number one fear that has been holding me back my whole life. In fact, maybe you're familiar with a quote by Marianne Williamson from her book, A Return to Love. And it goes, it says, you're not afraid of your darkness. What you're actually afraid of is your light, and shining your light and being your best self, being your brightest self. So these fears are what I have been hiding out behind, and I have had choices. I could have just kept going on hiding behind the fat. I could have chosen to release the fat all on my own and then do videos, and then nobody would know. I could have, oh wow, there's all kinds of choices. Just not done anything or gained more weight. I could have remained in negativity. But I chose instead to get in front of the camera today and share this because I'm not doing it any longer. I refuse to live in fear any longer. And that's what's going on. And I had a concern that by my result here of gaining this weight, that it could look like, oh, well, must be that her system doesn't work then. But here's the actual bottom line, the truth of the matter. Imagine that this is the inner self diet. This is how much I did back in 2010. I did one module of the inner self diet, which is extremely powerful. It's the big, bold, badass belief change. And it is so powerful that it enabled me to go from a size 12 to an 8 in only 2 months. No special diet, no special exercise program. In fact, I really didn't exercise hardly at all. And it was the easiest thing I've ever done because I changed some very, very limiting beliefs. Your beliefs rule your world. For example, if you believe that weight loss is hard, you are right. You have to be right. You have to prove yourself right. Otherwise, you would technically be crazy, and you won't allow yourself to be crazy. So if you believe that nobody can help you, you're right. And nobody can help you. If you believe that you cannot have struggle-free weight loss, that everyone else can, but you can't, you're right. And you will prove that to be correct. Now just imagine, what if you could instead believe something like, food is my friend, or I can trust my body, or my body easily releases the excess fat. Not as affirmations, because affirmations don't work unless you are already on a high vibrational wavelength. And then what they do is they reinforce where you are. So not as affirmations, but actual real world beliefs. And if you were to believe that weight loss is easy, hey, it would be. If you were to believe that it's easy for me to live a healthy lifestyle, you would prove it right. So that's why, by me doing this one piece of the inner self diet, the whole inner self diet, that's why I had such amazing success. The problem, though, is that I didn't do everything. I didn't do the full system, step by step by step by step by step by step by step, which is what I teach. I have done the individual pieces here and there, all right? Of course, I have done the work that I teach my clients and that I mentor them through, and I know that all the steps work, especially since it's all based on universal law, and you can't change universal law. You either learn how to work with it or you will continue to struggle. So I've done those pieces, but I've never done the full inner self diet from beginning to end, exactly the way my clients do it, exactly the way they do it. And this really isn't, I was concerned that, well, maybe this is an integrity issue with me and my company then, because I'm teaching something and I haven't done it. But it would be an integrity issue if I had ever said that I did my whole system. I have never said it because it wasn't even a thought. It wasn't even something that I would consider saying because I hadn't done the whole thing. And the other thing too is that this 25 pounds, this extra weight, it would be a problem if I really had done my entire system and I continued using the inner self diet tools to maintain my mindset and then I still gained weight, then yeah, that would be a problem. But that's not the case. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually doing my own system. And that's what I'm doing. I started eating clean 7 days ago, and I've already dropped 4 pounds from eating clean, but it is not struggle-free for me right now. It's not struggle-free. And if I were to just keep going like this and not do the inner self diet, then I would eventually flop out and I would just, do what I did to gain this weight, eating all kinds of foods that I know don't work in my body, and eating when I'm not hungry, all, emotional eating, things like that. Hiding behind my fears. That is what I've been eating over. All of these fears. So, you're welcome to come along and watch the journey. This will be a series of videos that I'm doing, and of course over time you'll see my body get smaller. But what is important and what matters to me is that the way that I'm getting smaller is, of course, living a healthy lifestyle. We all know there's no shortcut. But what is important is that I get the same results that my clients get. They say things like, wow, there's no more food drama. Or, wow, I thought that what was going to happen was that I'd still want the fried chicken, but I'd be able to resist it, and then I would eat the salad. But that's not what happened. I don't even want the fried chicken. And other things they say, wow, my entire life has transformed because I transformed at such a core level on the inside. This change has impacted my business, my sex life, my weight, of course, how I eat, how I relate to food, my relationships with my children, my work life, everything has transformed. And it's not surprising that that is what happens, because in order to achieve struggle-free permanent weight loss, it has to be a core inner change. Otherwise, all you're doing is trying to slap a food diet on top of a problem that has never been solved. And that's why it's still so hard for you to follow through and stay consistent and not sabotage yourself. So, like I said, you're welcome to come along, watch my videos, and see my results, hear me talk about moving from a place of struggle, which is where I am now, and moving into the place where it is the easiest thing in the world for me to live a healthy lifestyle. And one other thing, however, what I invite you to do is really look at what are the results that you want to have for yourself in your life. We've got the new year coming up, and here I am standing here talking about my journey that I began last week on December 15th, right in the middle of the holiday season, because I refuse to put off me any longer. Oh, that's one other thing that I was going to share with you, is that another way that it was easy for me to pack on these pounds is that I have been doing exactly the same thing that my clients do before they work with me. They're putting everybody else and everything else in front of themselves so that they end up way on the bottom of the pile, and then they feel bad and they eat to try to feel better. Well, that's the way of life of always putting off. Let's wait until Monday. Let's wait until New Year's Day. Let's wait until after whatever. I refuse to do that. I will not put off me any longer. I will not live in fear any longer. I can only be myself, and I know that my message is true. And that's why I am here today. And I so appreciate all of the clients that I have worked with and that I will be working with going forward. And it's really exciting to see them get their success with their weight, to make all those struggles go away. And for myself, I'm looking forward to getting those same results now by putting me first and actually doing the same program. And that doesn't mean that I have to throw my whole life away to only do the inner self diet. That's not necessary. I will simply do exactly what I am teaching my clients. It's really that simple. It will be harder for me, however, because I don't have the accountability that they have, and the accountability factor of the inner self diet is so critical. If you don't do the steps, you don't get the results. And I'm living proof of having the information but not doing the work. And here's the result. So all of the folks I've worked with that have done the steps, they've gotten the results. Okay, Thanks so much for watching. Please share this video with your friends and let them know that, hey, it's actually possible to achieve struggle-free weight loss. Share it on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, wherever. Hopefully, this is also something refreshing to see an expert get up and say, hey, look at me. You know, I haven't even been doing my own thing, which maybe on the other hand, it's not so unusual because have you ever gone to a medical doctor who told you that you need to make major changes in your lifestyle? If you're obese or overweight, the doctor said, well, you need to make these changes, live a healthy lifestyle, or if you're a smoker and the doctor said you need to quit smoking, and they are sitting there in an overweight or obese body, and you know they smoke because you can smell it. That's very common. There's also a movie by, not by Jeff Daniels, but it has Jeff Daniels in it, and it's called The Answer Man, and it's really kind of funny, but it's a good movie. He wrote a book, and he's seen as a spiritual or a self-help type of guru, and people think that he has all the answers. And he's actually hiding out in his house. He doesn't want anyone to ask him any questions. And that guy, it doesn't have all the answers. You can watch the movie. It's called The Answer Man. So my story, my example, maybe it's not so unusual, but most of the time, you know, if an expert is standing, speaking out to the public, it's all about the success. And now we're moving forward. Also, if you would love to achieve struggle-free weight loss in your life, there's no reason for you to wait and watch me, because all that will happen if you do that is that you'll still be struggling while you're watching my progress. Why not take your first step right now if you really are serious about leaving all of your food and weight struggles behind you? And when I say all of your food and weight struggles, whatever that is, if that is binge eating, emotional eating, self-sabotage, self-criticism, negative voices, yo-yo dieting, low self-esteem, whatever it is that stops you from doing what you already know how to do. You already know how to lose weight, and you already know how to live a healthy lifestyle. We're talking about healthy weight loss here. No fad, quickie diets, nothing like that. So if you already know how to do that, but your problem is that you're not doing it, and you would love to stop asking yourself, why am I so smart and successful, but I can't lose weight? Then your first step towards struggle-free weight loss is applying for a complimentary weight loss discovery session. You can do that at discovery-session.com. Thanks so much for watching. I know this has been a little bit longer video, but hey, I did it. Oh, my happy baby, you're such a star. You're such a star. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, my little baby. You don't need to lose weight. No, you're perfect. Yeah. Oh, sweet baby boy. Show everybody your pretty face. You kind of have something under your eye, though. Your eye needs to be clean. Yes, your eye needs to be clean. You have to clean your eye. Oh, my sweet boy. I don't want to do this video. Ah!